All right, good morning, everybody. Let's give a round of applause for our colleague Andrew, taking 2 listings, having a closing. My goodness, look at you.
Awesome job, Andrew. Great job.
Congratulations. Job.
Yeah, great work, sir. Great work. Okay. It looks like he left as soon as I brought up his name. Andrew, did you hear the congratulations?
Wait, sorry, it kicked me out. Can you tell me all that good stuff about Andrew again?
I'd be happy to. Andrew has secured 2 listings in the last less than a week and had his first closing. So you keep up the good work, man. I'm really, really proud of you.
Congratulations.
Good job, Andrew.
All right. Let's go through just a tiny bit of housekeeping, and then we'll move right into our theme for the day, which is mindset. Okay. First of all, I'm toying with the idea of like moving all the PC activities to accommodate Bold. I think I'm leaning more towards not doing that this time, but Bold is starting on the 4th of August. It is going to be a different curriculum than, I agree, Donna. I agree, but don't, it's not a runaway yet. There's room for you. There's room for Heather. There's room for David. There's room for Brian. There's room for Ashley, all y'all. So maybe Andrew's got a little head start, but you never know. Never know. Okay, so Bold Pivot starts on August the 4th. We will honor all of the concessions that we had last time. Just a quick reminder of what those are. If you enroll in Bold, it's $99 rather than the $799 that it used to be. So it is going to be all throughout the month of August. If you enroll and pay the $99 at your first transaction, we will repay that money in full. First transaction that comes from Bold, right, that goes pending, or you take a listing or something after Bold begins, then you will get the full reimbursement of the $99 back. If you did not do Bold Pivot the last time, I'm just going to tell you, you need to do it, okay? I'm not suggesting this because I think Bold is just something that agents should do. I'm not giving you the propaganda. I'm telling you, you will have more confidence, you will increase the quality of your life, you will take more listings, okay? It's only $99. You're gonna get the whole thing back if you do one deal, okay? It is available for agents outside of Keller Williams. So if you're in relationship with somebody outside of Keller Williams and you believe they would benefit from it, call me or call Aubrey and we will make them an offer as well, okay? Any questions about Bold? Okay, beautiful. Okay.
I have a question. Is there a link somewhere for signing up? Is there a new link?
There was a link, I believe, that was posted in the newsletter yesterday.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. I also want to remind you that there is a big announcement today. I already told you what it was, but you guys are in the know. You know that we're going to be announcing our new assistant team leader today at 11 o'clock at our team meeting. So my request would be, please be there. And there'll be, plenty of normal content where you're learning how to generate leads and you're learning how to grow your business and everyone's celebrating each other. Andrew, make sure you're there. I'm sure you're going to be, I'm sure you're going to be highlighted, and you'll find out who the new assistant team leader is. And that person will also be on our call at 12 o'clock on Friday for the Success Series. Okay. Any questions on that other than who it is? I'm not going to tell you. Jan.
I can keep a secret, can you?
Yeah, I've been keeping one for like a month.
Bill, you know it's killing you.
Such a tease.
It's not. I told my wife. Okay, let's move on. When I say the word mindset, what comes into your mind? What's your immediate reaction to that? What are the words that come into your mind when I say the word mindset?
Positivity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Think in the appropriate way in order to achieve results.
Is that the Webster's Dictionary definition?
No, that's Bill's definition.
Read that for me again, or say that for me again.
Think in the appropriate way to achieve results.
Okay. Think in the appropriate way to achieve results. Okay, who else?
Thought patterns.
Patterns. Okay, thought patterns, yes. I like that. Patterns can either be positive or negative, right?
Yep.
So one thing I want to remind you of is this idea. Do you guys remember a few weeks ago when we looked at that model that was, let me see if I have it. If I have it handy. I don't think I have it at my house. It's that picture where it says life happens, and then above it, it talks about what an accountability response would be. And below it, it talks about what a response would be if you had a victim mindset, right? One is you're taking ownership, you're looking for solutions, you understand that you didn't have any control over that, and you just have to deal with the reality, you're accepting the reality. The victim is you're questioning the reality, you're blaming people, you don't want to take ownership of it, you're dwelling on it, these kind of things, right? So I want to remind you that you have an opportunity, just like Heather alluded to, it's a pattern. Either something happens and you look towards the way to fix it, or something happens and you do it with this kind of eagerness, or you look at something happens and you say, oh man, like, why can't we go to the office? And I wish coronavirus would get cured, and I wish Trump wasn't the president, and blah, 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 blah. And then you end up not being productive. Does that make sense? Okay, who else? We're gonna touch on all this stuff, plus I have some content I wanna share with you too. I'm looking for one word in particular. Who else has something?
I think of abundance and positivity.
I like the abundance, good.
Motivation.
Yep.
Focus.
Focus. Okay, good. Okay, so a lot of you guys are naming a lot of the positive attributes of mindset. What are some of the negative attributes of mindset?
Fear.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Okay, what else?
Doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Anxiousness.
Anxiety, okay. I'm going to teach you guys a bit of a concept that I learned from a gentleman named Brendan Brouchard. Has anyone ever heard of him?
Yes.
Okay, could somebody type his name into, well, actually, let me just look at his website really fast. Now, okay, if you go to HPXLife.com, that's one of his websites. Okay, it's high performance experience. He is basically becoming a huge thought leader on high performance, and I've been watching a lot of his stuff. He has something right now where he's offering a class called Reignite Your Life. I don't know what it normally costs, but it's free for now. It's like 16 10-minute videos, all about all kinds of stuff. It's really, really good content. Understand that you're going to get like personal development ads for the rest of your life, but it's worth it. Okay.
What was the website, Bill?
It's H as in Harry, P as in Paul, X as in, it starts with an X.
Gotcha.
Life.
X-rated.
Yeah, X-rated.com. HPXLife.com. Okay. So, and you can just Google Reignite Your Life, and you'll see a link to register for that class for free. Okay. He also has you can register for all kinds of stuff for $1. So he talks a little bit about fear. I want to talk about fear for just a second. What he says is generally fear is about a projection that something may happen, right? I would venture to say more often than not, it doesn't actually happen. And then you just get anxious and have doubt and worry and stress about something that hasn't even happened yet and may never happen, right? Does anyone feel that that's helpful?
Nope.
Yeah.
Not helpful.
Right. One of the most important lessons in real estate that I learned is that you can't get stressed or upset about things you cannot control. Okay? If your highest and best offer isn't accepted, if you coached your client through what their highest and best offer was, then you did the best you could. Okay? Now, maybe they could get pissed because they didn't win, but you shouldn't get upset. You did the best you could. It's not your choice, it's their choice, right? So you could control how well you discuss the strategy with the prospect, but you can't discuss what the prospect says they're willing to pay for the place, right? So whenever you're encountering this kind of the environment, the very first thing you should say is, who's in control here, right? What control do I have over this, and where do I lack the control? And what I would suggest is, as best as you can, and look, you're not going to figure this out in 10 minutes, okay? It's going to be a lifelong project. But please understand that if it's not something you can control, you should be pissed off about it for like a minute and then say, it's been my minute. I can't get pissed about this anymore. I got to go move on to something I can control, which is making sure I've maintained that relationship with the client and help them go find something different. Right? Okay. He says that there's basically two primary things about fear. One is called loss pain, right? You have a fear that you're going to lose something, right? If I take action, I will lose something, right? If I move jobs or if I move brokerages, I will lose something, right? And you will lose generally something that you're comfortable with. You're right, right? So, for example, I'm chatting with somebody in the group about making a very intentional move towards servicing a different type of buyer / seller, right? That rather than servicing a group of primarily investors that are generally investing way outside of where this person happens to live and work or want to work, and happens to be on the lower end of the price range, making an intentional step towards securing business closer to home at a higher price point, right? Today, that person is fairly comfortable where they're at, but they have an awareness that that's not the most strategic move for the future of their business, right? So there is probably some fear there of what's going to be left behind, and the fact that, yeah, you may step away from a deal or two, but what are you stepping towards? What are you moving towards? What could I gain if I make this move? I've already determined that it's more strategic. How can I flip that fear and say, rather than focusing on what I could lose, focus on why I made the choice in the first place and what I can gain from it? Does that make sense? Okay. The second type of fear that they talk about is what they call process fear or hardship. What that means is, for example, the process that person is going to undergo in order to achieve what they're aiming to achieve is there's going to be a lot of stuff that has to happen, right? They got to, learn command. They got to, learn some new scripts. They got to set up some new system. They got to learn how to use some tech tool or whatever, right? There's something that has to get done in order for that to be executed to the highest level, right? Maybe they need to change their listing presentation because the one they've been using isn't as effective, right? And they know that, and they look at the numbers and they say, man, I'm not doing that great on conversion. I think I need a new listing presentation. Yeah, but it's going to take time to learn it, and then I'm going to have to go look it up and study it and memorize it and try to, work through the tweaks of that. I have a feeling this one will work at a higher rate, and you get paralyzed. And then you end up giving even a crappier version of the crappy presentation. because you know it doesn't work, yet your mind is losing confidence by the minute because your mind's not letting your body take action, right? It's a hassle. So how can you flip that? You flip that by saying, what part of this new change can I actually enjoy, right? Can this new process that I'm going to put myself through and put my business through, how can I enjoy this, right? Now let's put a real estate spin on that. The vast majority of sellers understand that it's quite frankly a pain in the ass to move, right? You got to box up all your stuff. You got to clean the place. You got to let people come in and out of your home. You got to bicker over the price. You got to repair a bunch of stuff that you know's freaking not working, but you've tried to tell yourself it's okay, right? Until somebody else comes in with a independent eye and says, hey, you got to make sure the window opens properly, man. Come on, right? Moving is a pain. So why would somebody put themselves through that pain? It's because the pleasure of being in a different school district or being closer to work or being closer to the family or whatever their motivation is exceeds the pain of boxing up all their crap and going through the process. Does that make sense? So you got to find pleasure in that transitional period. Okay. Talk to me. What are you hearing?
Yeah, I totally agree. I feel like for a long time I've had sort of a fear of, it just not working because so many things could go wrong but finally you sort of have to come to a process in your mind where you just think, you know what, the worst they can say is no. And, you might get a bunch of people that say no, but it's really going to pay off if you get one that says yes and it goes through. And then, after a few, you start feeling more confident, with the programs and, all that stuff. I mean, I went through a bunch of people that either kind of wasted my time or, I said all the right things and then it still didn't work out for me at first, but it gave me a lot of learning experience, along the path. But, I feel like if you just keep that in your mind, like the worst they can say is no. And then if they do say no or whatever, you can maybe call them later, but just keep them on your list and just move on to the next person, but just keep going.
That's right. You either win. It's a little cheesy line, but it's good. You either win or you learn, right? So somebody turns you down, you say, great, I hear you're turning me down. Do you mind if I ask you a question? What was the primary reason why you turned me down? Right? Let's just get to the point. And you got to have a little tough skin because they might say, hey, you're short and you're a guy and I want an attractive woman to show me homes. Okay, well, I can't fix that. Right? It is what it is. Hey, I really didn't like the fact that you wore a blue suit. My ex-husband used to wear blue suits all the time and I hate my ex-husband. Right? Hey, you said you grew up and, you went to school, blah, 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 and I hate that school. Right? I mean, like people make crazy decisions for crazy reasons. Right? Just get some feedback, take the constructive criticism and take that and learn. Right? So rather than fearing, oh, I might get rejected, say, ooh, I either get the listing or I'm going to learn something. I can't wait to see what happens.
The other thing, and you sometimes maybe you need to put it on your wall. I think maybe I need to because I forget, but there's a saying that some will, some won't, so what, move on.
Say that again, Jan, please.
Some will, some won't, so what, move on. And you and I had a conversation this morning about a client that I worked really hard for. I sold him a house. I've been over backwards and they love me to death. We've kept in contact. And at the last minute, they just listed with somebody else and it was all overpriced. And, my feelings are very hurt. And, I just have to remember that some will, some won't. So what? Move on. Don't waste, and that means just don't waste my time thinking about it. It's like Bill said, I thought about it for my 1 minute and I got to move on. You know,
Wait, I'm jotting that line down, Jan, so I can repeat it to you if necessary.
All right, please do. Please do. You know, because you forget it, but I mean, it makes perfect sense. Some people will, some people won't, and there's nothing you can do about it. So what? Move on. You know?
Right. I mean, if you did your best, right? If you prepared properly, if you studied the market properly, if you presented properly, if you came back with their issues with a great objection and it just didn't work out, then yeah, I totally agree with what Jan's saying. If you winged it and you didn't treat it like a professional opportunity and you weren't clear on the marketplace and you winged the presentation and you didn't take it seriously, then you are at fault. And that's the lesson you need to learn is, hey, I need to prepare better. Had I prepared better, I might have gotten this deal. And I deserved not to get this deal because I didn't prepare to the level of somebody who should earn this listing. Remember, we've talked about this idea of I don't really like it when people say they got a listing, right? You don't get listings, you earn listings, right? If you say I got a listing, it actually takes away the work you put in to get it, right? Getting a listing sounds like happenstance, right? Earning a listing means you actually prepared and you presented and you engaged and you built rapport and you closed and you did all the things you're supposed to do, right? We don't get clients, we earn them. There's 40,000 other agents they could have picked. They picked you. That makes sense? Okay, what are the other parts of mindset that you are either struggling? And by the way, this is not like 30 minutes and we'll talk about mindset again in 6 months. Like, these are concepts that I want to continue to study with you guys. So tell me a little bit about what are the other possibly positive sides of mindset that you might want to flush out a little bit or that you've struggled with.
I think you've already mentioned it, but just sort of being grateful for the experience, because every experience is a learning experience, and even the no's gets you closer, like Andrew said, to the yes. So just gratitude, starting your day with gratitude and being grateful for every experience.
I cannot, they say that it's impossible to be upset, right, or anger. You can't have anger and gratitude at the same time. You just can't, right? What did I read the other day?
That's a good one, Bill.
Yeah, like you can't. So if you were to say, let's say something crappy happens and you say, I'm so lucky to be a part of this organization that is the #1 training organization in the world. I'm so lucky to live in a country that, gives us some of the freedoms that we have. I'm so lucky to breathe clean air and be able to walk over to the bathroom because I got running water and a toilet, right? Like, I'm so lucky that I can walk to the fridge and, I was able to afford all the things in here, right? And you do understand that, like, it's something like 70% of the world lives on less than like $1 a day. Like, do y'all know how lucky you are? Right? We have a freaking real estate license. We own a business where we can make as much money as we want. We control every minute of our time. Okay? We have agents in our office that are making over $1 million a year. That are not like professional baseball players. Okay? Like, we have it, as Dave Ramsey would say, we have a huge shovel, right? We can do whatever we want. Sometimes we have to stop and be a little grateful for that. Okay, what else? Let's end with one more thought. I will throw one thing out there. If you guys have not listened to Think Like a CEO, that's Gary Keller. Okay. All right, that's enough. This is my daughter. Her name is Miriam Shana. Okay. Say, have a great day.
Have a great day.
Make your calls.
Make nothing.
Make nothing. Get out of here.
Okay.
Okay.
Where's the pen? Okay, I'm filling the pen.
Okay. Have you guys listened to the Gary Keller's podcast on, it's called Think Like a CEO? It's no, first of all, you got to download that. You got to listen to that. They're like 3 seasons in. It's phenomenal. Really, really, really good. Okay. Also free. It's no coincidence that it's called Think Like a CEO. It's no coincidence that the beginning of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book is Think a Million before anything else, right? You got to think that it's possible. You got to believe that it's possible. You know what they say, Gary Keller says, leadership is teaching people how to think the way they need to think so that they can get what they want when they want it, right? Isn't that a cool definition? So if you don't think you can do it, then you're not even going to seek out the play to take the activities and the actions you need to do to get there, right? So when I ask somebody what their goal is and they say, I want to make, $95,000, or why should I say that? $100,000, right? And I say, that's awesome. Have you ever made $100,000 before? And they say, no. I say, great. So do you think you can do it? And they're like, I think. I'm like, I know you can do it. And as a matter of fact, I have a plan right here that shows you what you have to do every single day and every single week and every single month to make certain that you will make $100,000. If I were to share this plan with you and hold you accountable every step of the way, do you believe you can do it then? Right? Do you think you can do it then? So no matter what your goal is, whether it's a financial goal or a non-financial goal, all you got to do is, number one, think that it's possible. Number two, put yourself in an environment with a bunch of positive people who are going to be supportive, like the one you guys are currently in, and allow accountability into your life so that you increase your shot of getting it accomplished, right? What do you think when you hear that?
I think of this saying from Henry Ford. It's whether you think you can or think you can't, either way you are right.
That is exactly right. That is exactly right. Here, Ben, give me just a minute, okay? Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you are right. I love that line. I love that line. Okay, so tomorrow we are going to talk about time management in the 8:30 to 9 call. And Thursday is technology and Friday is lead generation ideas. And I'll have a list of everything else. Just a quick reminder for those that are on the call that are in the growth group. We have made a little change to our mastermind. It's going to be 11 o'clock tomorrow rather than at the end of the day today. 11 o'clock tomorrow. I've got a lot of really important stuff to talk to you guys about. So please, please, please make sure you're there. Don't forget, we're going to be announcing our new assistant team leader at 11. So please be on the call on the team meeting to support our new assistant team leader. I almost botched that one, guys. I seriously almost botched that one. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here this morning. I am grateful that I get an opportunity to be with you every day, and I'm excited to see y'all's successes. So Andrew, make sure you're on the call at 11. By the way, for those that don't know, Andrew has taken 2 listings in less than a week and had his first closing.
Good job, Andrew.
That is
Good
awesome.
job.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Yeah, that's
And
awesome.
by the way, these are not like, like his cousin and his uncle. Like these are random people. So good job. Okay. Sometimes we just need a little win to put us give us the confidence to think the way we need to think to go out there and take more market share. Okay. So y'all keep up the good work.
Thank
There
you,
you go.
Bill.
Thanks, Bill.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Have a great day.